All right, guys and gals, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you indeed. This is North here, obviously. You're on my channel, so you would probably expect that. We had a beautiful day here on the North Shore of Lake Ontario. Absolutely beautiful. I got outside, got to the flea market, did a little bit of work in the garden, and, I've worked up a hunger. So you guys know I like to show you how to cook your preps. So this is a recipe I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's called Haluski. In a nutshell, it's basically cooked cabbage and pasta. This is a Polish dish. It probably came from, I was going to say wartime era, but probably way, way before that, because we've been making pasta and growing cabbage for an awfully long time, okay? But we're going to jazz it up a little bit here. But, over on this side of the world, this was a wartime era, a Depression era type dish. You could feed a family with this with just a few ingredients. But like I said, we're going to fancy it up just a little wee bit, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we got our pan heated, preheated to kind of a medium heat. And we have some nice thick sliced double smoked bacon. We're just going to render the fat out of. We're not going to cook this down to crispy or anything like that. You don't want it crispy for this dish. Just going to bang up my heat here a little bit till it comes up to temperature. Then we're just going to break that bacon apart, render it down, take out some of the fat, and we'll carry on. So I've got a pan here, and over here I've just got a pot of hot water ready and waiting for the pasta. Now this water over here, I have it lightly salted. Normally when you cook some pasta, you want it fairly heavily salted so that your pasta gets some flavor. But in this dish, because we're using some bacon and some other ingredients which are salted, you don't necessarily need as much salt in your pasta water to flavor your dish. So I hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's well and safe, enjoying their Saturday. Happy Saturday, everyone. It was a long week. It's nice to take some time off and just relax, get some things done around the house. Maybe get out, like I was fortunate to do earlier, to get to the flea market and get some of my preps on. That was awesome. I hope you're all well and safe. Now, because I'm filming this here, I'm in the kitchen here, obviously, and my monitor and my all my media stuff is in the other room, so I can't see the chat. So I do apologize for that. So I won't necessarily be able to comment on the chat, but I will get in the other room from time to time while we're doing this, perhaps to say hello or respond to a question or something like that. But this is a simple dish to do. You don't need a lot of ingredients. You don't need the bacon and the meats and whatnot. I'm going to show you. You can make it as basic or as elaborate as you want to, okay? All right, so we got our bacon broken up. And this was just 3 strips of that nice thick sliced country bacon. Nice double smoked bacon. So what I am going to do, I'm not going to salt it, but I'm definitely going to pepper this bacon, okay? Hey, caught a live stream from TJ Preps earlier. That was nice. That was awfully nice. All right, so just a little bit of pepper on our bacon, and like I said, we'll render the fat out. I'll pull the bacon out, and I'll see how much fat we've got left in the pan. We may leave some of it and use it, and we may not. I'll make that judgment call when it comes time. Okay. Oh, that's too fancy. There we are. We don't even need that. I'll use a bowl. So what's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Is everyone eating? Are they having their dinner? I know TJ was canning earlier. I'm not sure what she was canning. Lots of folks in the chat asked her, and I'm not sure if she didn't notice the question or whichever, or was addressing other things, but yeah, I'm curious to see what TJ was canning. She's got great canning vids. If you guys don't know TJ Preps, go check her out. It's a great channel, lovely lady. And I think Arkansas Livin said he was going to be canning some mushrooms up tonight with the family. So I really hope he makes a video of that, because to be honest with you, I've never seen a video on canning mushrooms. And I love mushrooms. Pinball attest to that. But yeah, I'm nuts about mushrooms. Oh, and speaking about pinball preparedness, if you don't know him, go check him out. He's going to be going live here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And he's a wonderful man, very, very intelligent, knows his way around a lot of different sides of prepping, some of the economic side of it as well. Former service member, so thank you, Pinball, for your service, sir. And Mrs. Pinball is absolutely lovely. Mrs. Pinball is doing some cooking vids of her own. If you don't know Mrs. Pinball, she is absolutely wonderful. She's a Russian lady, and she's cooking some nice Russian dishes. I think she did borscht. I think she did a nice fish soup, a nice, really hearty looking fish soup. And I think beef stroganoff so far is what Mrs. Pinball has put out. And they're great videos. Mrs. Pinball is absolutely a darling woman. So if you don't know Mr. and Mrs. Pinball, go check out Pinball Preparedness and look for his live stream tonight at 9 p.m. I'll be going live after Pinball is done. But I was getting hungry here, and I just thought, well, all right, let's cook something. And I thought, hey, all right, I've got all the ingredients in the house for this. Why don't I take you guys for the ride? So I know this isn't very exciting watching bacon render out. I get it. It's part of the process. And like I could have done a bunch of this stuff ahead of time and, just filmed it in sort of like a 15-minute block. But, sometimes when you're cooking, you don't know exactly how long things are going to take. So I didn't want to run that risk. And like I said, I haven't crossed the bridge of, doing editing and splicing videos together, those kinds of things just yet. So I thought I'd do it live, give you guys something to watch maybe while you're making dinner or thinking about what to make for dinner. Or if you've already had your dinner, maybe an idea for tomorrow's dinner or something else, another way you can use what you have in your pantry that you've already got prepared to make a nice meal with. Now we're getting pretty close here on our bacon. Like I say, we want to render it out, but we don't want to go ahead and make it all crunchy, okay? We want it somewhat pliable because it will be getting added back to the pan after, okay? Getting pretty close here. So who's got plans? You got guys got plans for next week? Are you doing gardens, or are you prepping in other ways, or maybe you're going to see someone, or set up some prepping, or some people are buying new places and moving, relocating from where they've been, and they're hopefully going to another spot, either to homestead or maybe be in a safer location or whichever. I'm going to call this bacon done here. So we're just going to let the fat drain down to one side here for a second. We'll take this off the pan. And we'll just see what we got here for bacon grease. And like I said, I may take some off. Better grip on that pan here. All right, let's just take some of this out. Just drain it on some paper towel, and we'll keep it handy because we will be using it. All right, for me, that's a little. I think that's a little bit heavy on the grease, so I'm definitely going to take, say, half of this grease off, okay? All right. So I've left a little bit of bacon grease in the pan. And to that, we are going to add 1 medium onion with a medium dice on it, okay? And we'll leave it on the same heat. We don't want to brown up the onion too much. We just want to soften it. I may adjust the heat down, to be honest with you. Onion skin there. Pull that out. Yeah, definitely turning this down. Down to sort of medium-low. I'll actually take it off the heat here for a second while the burner cools. And while that's taking place, I'm going to get myself, I would say, a good tablespoon of butter. We'll add butter to it. You know, we do want fat in this. I want the flavor of the butter, but there was too much bacon grease in there for, at least for my liking, you know. You guys do what you like. You know, you could use straight up a vegetable oil or olive oil or avocado or coconut oil, whichever. Another bit of onion skin. Whichever type of oil you guys like to cook with, okay? There's no set rules. You can make this as basic as an onion, some cabbage, and some pasta. But like I said, we'll fancy this up just a wee bit. All right, well, let me just get these onions coated here, and I'm going to take a step into the other room just to look at the monitor to see if there's anybody actually watching this, first of all, and perhaps to say hello, because these onions are going to take a little while to render down. All right. So with that, let me just sneak into the other room here for a second. Say hello. Well, that's awesome. I see a nice little crowd in the chat. Oh, who'd I see? I saw Kimball in there. Prep for it. Our Outdoor Life in Newfoundland, which is going to be a channel. Welcome, by the way. They're a small channel from Newfoundland, Canada. And they're doing. I checked them out this afternoon. They were suggested to me. I was talking to them on a live stream the other night, and seemed like a great family. And they're doing really, really good things. Our Outdoor Life in Newfoundland. Like I said, I'll be shouting them out tonight. along with, of course, a bunch of other channels. Let me just go have another quick look at the screen. I'll shout out some more people here. Say hello a little bit. Who do we got here? Yeah, those onions are frying really, really gently. A Foggy Mountain, Cheryl, yeah, Pinball I saw there. Who's that? Bernicus? Mackenzie, there you are. Nose picking, there you are. How you doing? Kinfolk Farm in Georgia. Look at y'all. Hey, Dad, how you doing? Well, wait till I start adding the other stuff, Bushcraft family. That bacon itself and these onions that are rendering down are very, very nice. Now, what I got to do right now is I got to come back in this room, and I'm going to add to the onions. This is nice. If you can see that, this is some old country kielbasa from a company that's local to here called Helenda's. It's very, very nice. This is a double smoked kielbasa. I normally can't eat kielbasa because I find it has too much garlic in it, but I find these double smoked varieties sort of take a bit of that bite out of it. So I'm going to chop some of this up and throw it in there. Like I say, this is completely optional. This is a dish that can be very, very basic as onions, cabbage, and some pasta, okay? So let me just get some of this kielbasa chopped up here, and we'll get that added into the mix there, all right? Get rid of these scissors. Now, let me just check to see if this is a kielbasa that needs to be peeled or not. All right, there's a skin on this kielbasa, so I'm going to have to take the skin off, which is fine. That's usually the case, or the casing, if you will. No, this one's being a bit of a pain in the butt here. This one is. It's not wanting to come off all in one piece. That's okay. We'll just work away at it. And then I might just say to heck with it and eat the casing too. I don't mind some casing. As long as, you know, sort of natural. Oh, by the way, Pinball, I've been loving Mrs. Pinball's cooking videos. I think she's just an absolute gem, and I think more people should be going and checking out Mrs. Pinball's cooking videos. So we got another Saturday night ahead of us, guys and gals. Should be fun. Pinball's live streams are always good, and we always have a fun time on mine as well. So we've got a nice Saturday evening ahead of us, full of positivity and holding up our brothers and sisters. You know, Lord knows we've seen enough crap lately. I'm not going to entertain it. So that's just a heads up, guys. Any of my moderators that might be watching here now, yeah, if there's any negativity whatsoever tonight, just give them the boots. Because you guys know I'm not about that. All right, with that in there, we're just going to bang this heat up a little bit, sort of just a little bit over medium. Get it kind of going, doing its thing. Now, something else I'm going to be using for this dish here, guys. Oh, wait a second. While I'm at it, I'm going to add a generous tablespoon of garlic. Okay? Now that's optional. Like I said, you don't have to add hardly any of this stuff. Like I said, I was going to show you guys how to fancy this up, all right? I guess also, while I'm at that, I've got some fresh thyme here, which is also optional. Now, you know, I'm getting mine at the grocery store because my thyme didn't fare so well in the summer. But if you've got some out of your garden that's dried, you know, go ahead and use that. I'm just going to strip some of this into there. Nice fresh thyme. You can chop it if you want to. Just be careful not to put the sticks and stems in there because those are a little less palatable, okay? Oh, there's a bit of a stick and a stem. We'll pull that apart. Not the tender one, not so bad. So yeah, a little fresh thyme is going to add a nice, nice little flavor to this. So yeah, this is basically cabbage and pasta. You know, everyone's got pasta in their pantry. And this is delicious. This is a nice hearty meal that's simple to do. It doesn't take a whole long time. You know what I'm going to do with this thyme stem is I'm going to throw it in my pasta water just to flavor it up. You can throw that into a soup if you're making soup as well, just to you know, capitalize on the flavors that are in there, okay? So, we'll get this mixed up, get it going. And bump the heat up just a little bit more. Now we're sort of working at a medium-high heat, okay? And at this point, what I'm going to do is my my pasta water here, as you can see, is already hot and has a minor boil to it. So when I want it to boil really rapidly, I'll just turn it up. It'll do that pretty much instantly, and I'll add my pasta to it. Okay. I'm going to pepper this here as well. And like I said, you can season this any type of way you want to. You can leave out the pepper or leave out the garlic or whichever you want. If you want rosemary in there or you don't have any herbs around at all, it's quite all right. If you got dried herbs, use them up. If not, whichever. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, now we're starting to get something happening here. You can hear that. I know watching a pan cooking isn't really that exciting, but, you know, I'm cooking live, how to cook your preps. So for me, it's a bit of fun. What's more fun after, because I can't see the chat while it's going on, what's more fun afterwards is, you know, the comments in the comment sections below. Other people showing different ways that they do it, you know, those sorts of inputs, other ways to use their cabbage or their pasta or whatever it might be. Because this is all about learning, you know, one learning from the other. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. And I usually learn more from you guys than you learn from me, which is, you know, for me, that's a wonderful added bonus. Not to mention the, you know, the camaraderie in the chats and in the live streams and all that. Okay, so the cabbage I'm going to use today, the cabbage, if you're using plain raw cabbage, you'd want to slice it about a 1/4 inch thick, give it a chop to whichever length you like, and you would want to add that in with your onions to cook your cabbage down. But today, what I'm using is this is a pressure canned sauerkraut recipe from a it's from a channel called Whippoorwill Holler. A very good channel. I believe that's Mr. and Mrs. Brown over there. And this was Mrs. Brown's grandmother's pressure canned recipe to keep your sauerkraut shelf stable. So I'm going to be draining this, and because it's canned, because it's pressure canned, it's pretty much already cooked. So we're just going to need to warm this through. So I'll probably add this just before I add the pasta. Yeah, check them out, Whippoorwill Holler. Great channel there, homesteading channel for tons and tons of great recipes and gardening, and there's so many good channels out there. It's almost impossible to watch them all. But if you find one where you find a decent recipe, personally myself, I like to share them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and drain this, okay? Yeah. Now I did this sauerkraut in the fall, and because of the price of cabbage, I was getting heads of cabbage for, I didn't grow any cabbage in my tiny urban garden. So I had to buy my cabbage, but they were cheap. So I bought 3 heads of cabbage at $2 a piece, paid $6, and I think I got a dozen jars of sauerkraut out of it. Now with this recipe here, you're really going to need to, once you've got it canned, I believe I have a video of it. Once you have it canned, I tried it after a couple of weeks, but you really want to wait a couple of months for the stuff to develop, because all you use is the cabbage, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of vinegar, and then you top it with water and then pressure can it. So to me, I found that a little bit curious. And when I tried it a couple of weeks in, it basically just tasted like cooked cabbage. So you really want to wait a good couple of months on that recipe. On that sauerkraut. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Let's just bang our pasta water up a little bit. And this is the pasta I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be using I'm not sure if you can see that, an extra broad egg noodle. And I'm only going to be using about half of this package because, I'm only one person, so this is going to make a good few very nice hearty meals for me. And like I say, we just banged our pasta water up, and it's already at a rolling boil, which is awesome. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add about, now this package here, I think this was 375 grams, a little less than a pound. Can't see it, I'd have to put my other glasses on. Yeah, 375 grams. So a little bit less than a pound. So I'm going to add half of this, okay, into my boiling water. And I'll either dry can the rest of this, or I'll use it up in a very near future. Okay, so the package of pasta says to boil it for 10 minutes and then drain it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run it for about 8 minutes, because we are going to add it to this pan and it will continue to cook in there. So now we're getting somewhere here, I think. What do you think, guys? How does that look so far? Ooh, what we can do right now, we can add our bacon back. There we are. We just didn't want to get our bacon too crisp for this, okay? But it's cooked out pretty much to the level that we want it, and we just pretty much need to heat it back through here now. So, just give this pasta a stir, bump the heat up just a wee bit on it. And I'll come in the other room and see what's going on in the chat and say hello again, okay? So Pinball, do you have a topic for tonight, or is it just going to be another as usual, open chat, straight up Q&A. You usually do a straight up Q&A, which is cool. Pinball tries to get to all the questions. I think he does a pretty good job at it. Yeah, we're in business here with this, 100%. All right, what's going on there? Dolphin prepper, corned beef. Yeah, I'll be doing bids on that. Always Q&A. Yeah, I thought so, Pinball. They're usually freestyle, right? Hey, look at you guys banging out links to channels. That's great. That's awesome. I don't even need to be in the room for that. That's what you guys do. You guys are awesome. All right, now that I'm in front of the, I'm in a chat here now. What do you guys make for dinner? Or we can do that later on my stream. We'll probably do it later on my stream again anyways. Copernicus, that's hilarious. Pork steak and cabbage. Very nice. Joe had pizza. Warren, yep. That's the stove I've got, so that's the one I'm using. Codfish and fries, very nice. Fish and chips. No, go look at the video, Sultan. I think I said all that. Pinball goes live at 9 Eastern Standard Time, Saturday evening. Susanna, well, get your cooks on. Hey, Janet. Hey, you know what's really cool about this? Is I can watch the stove from the living room here. I'm looking at my monitor, watching my bacon and sausage. Nose pickers? What do you mean nose pickers? Warren, you had that tonight? Beautiful. Well, Copernicus, I do have other longer spatulas. I actually have two jars of wooden spoons I keep. Wooden spoons and spatulas. One of them is for shorter ones, the other one is for longer ones. And I selected this one out of the shorter one because of the more flat edge on it, which I prefer for these types of things. Yeah, we're getting there, guys. Look at the color coming on that sausage. Pasta's getting there. A few minutes off. Cabbage is nicely drained. Now, something else I'm going to use for this dish once I get it plated, or maybe before I get it plated, is I'm going to grate some fresh Parmigiano Reggiano onto it, which wouldn't be a traditional Polish thing. You know, if it had some cheese, they might crumble some goat cheese into it and stir that in. But I don't have any goat's cheese, but I do have Parmesan. Lots of it. So, you know, this is cooking your preps. It's cook what you got, right? Not go out and buy stuff intentionally to cook something, which is, you know, that's fine too. But if you're stuck at home, you cook what you got, right? This I need to turn down, and I'm actually going to take off the heat here for a minute. Because those onions and the garlic and the meat is pretty much where I need it. Turn up this pasta a little wee bit. Accelerate that somewhat. You don't want to rush it. You know, things take the time that they take. And the way, one of the ways you can tell Parmigiano Reggiano is look at the rind. You can see it's printed right on the rind. Parmigiano Reggiano. I'm not sure if that's focusing. That's pretty hot over that element. But yeah, Parmigiano Reggiano. And I'll just use a fine grater to grate some of that in. I'll probably pepper the top of it. I won't bother adding any salt. Because there's probably some sodium in the sausage, some in the bacon, and you know, there's a splash in the cabbage or sauerkraut. So I'll taste it first, and we'll see if it needs a splash of salt later. Probably not. You know, we could probably all stand to watch our blood pressure. This is getting close. Not quite there though, I don't think. I'll give it a try here once. Because you don't want to overcook your pasta at all. Like I said, it's going to go back into the pan, and we'll continue cooking there. Let me just try this. Not quite, but very close. I'm going to give that another minute before I drain it out. So what I'm going to do at this point is put that back on the stove. Going to add my cabbage slash sauerkraut. Spread it out so it warms through. Man, does it smell good in here. It smells really good. So yeah, if any of you guys got recipes, that, you know, things that you do with your cabbage, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below once the video is posted as to what you do with your cabbage, different ways to use it, or pasta. Like this is obviously a combination pasta and cabbage video. So yeah, what do you do different with your pasta to mix things up rather than just like a traditional spaghetti or macaroni and cheese or your cabbage? Be interesting to see. This is how we learn from the other, really. All right, we got to be getting real close on this. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain this pasta off now. We're right there where we need to be. We're about 1 minute or so underdone with this pasta. You just don't want to overcook it. So we got that there. We'll let it drain a little wee bit. Then I'll pull out that stick of thyme I put in, and in the pasta goes. Give this a rinse. So it's not so difficult to watch later. Get rid of this pot and my stick of thyme. And we're going to hit this with just a bit more butter. Another tablespoon. Like I said, if you're watching your sodium, use unsalted butter. Get that butter down into the bottom, let it melt, do its thing. Let that cabbage come up to temperature. Then it's basically giving it a stir, grating some Parmesan cheese over it, and maybe some cracked pepper. So yeah, we're almost ready to plate this. Almost. Gonna turn the burner up a little wee bit, just to make sure that cabbage is warmed through. And the noodles finished cooking. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm waiting to have some of this. Got our little grater out. A little bit of pepper. All right. Sounds like this is starting to come up to temp. We're just going to go ahead and give this a thorough mix through. And yeah, I know, there's stuff flying everywhere. That happens. Look at that, you can barely see the cabbage in there. So I mean, you can cut your cabbage to whatever thickness you like, right? If you want bigger chunks, cut it thicker. If you want it to blend right in, cut it a little bit smaller, and when you cook it, it'll cook right down, and it'll pretty much lose itself in your dish. But it'll still be there. Depends how much you want it to stand out in the dish. So you just want to stir all that. You want to try and separate and coat all those egg noodles with that butter and bacon fat combination. See, there's a big chunk of pasta noodles. You kind of want to stir that and break it up a little bit, just so they all get coated, so that nothing sticks together. So you get a nice mix of everything, right? We are pretty much where we need to be. Okay. Time for the Parmigiano Reggiano. Holy crap, I just about disturbed everything. All right, here we are. Now, mind you don't grate your fingers while you're doing this. That would not be great. Pepper over the top. Bang that down. Give it a final stir. And this is a lovely, inexpensive meal. Like I say, you can do this just with an onion, some cabbage, and some pasta. And if you've got have some lard or oil around. That looks tasty. I don't know what you guys say, but to me, that looks amazing. All right. Let me get a spoon. Oh, come on. Every spoon I have is buried. Yeah. All right. I don't want to fight with my utensil drawer today. So, we're just going to go with this old school ladle. I love antique kitchen tools. So we're just going to plate a little bit of this up. That looks nice. Do another one of these to it. Not too much. Another little hit of cracked pepper. Now, if you've got fresh chives or something like that, or green onions, you can just put that over the top or stir it into it, whichever. But in a nutshell, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, brothers and sisters. Haluski, cabbage and pasta. How to cook your preps. Now, I will have a taste test before I shut this stream down to so I can enjoy this. And just to let you guys know how it tastes. So, I've got some pasta here. I want to try and make sure I've got some cabbage. I'm sure there's some in there. There's a bite of it, though. There's some of that beautiful kielbasa. Some of the pasta. And this is hot, hot, hot. So, bear with me. I got to blow on this here a wee bit. Wow, that's good. Wow, is that good. Now, you could augment this by throwing spinach into it, or if you've got, like I've got some dehydrated Swiss chard, you could throw that in there, a little bit of water, hydrate it up to add more nutrients into it, or any other vegetable you can possibly conceive of. But this is a very, very basic meal, Haluski, and it's absolutely delicious. So, go get your preps on, guys. Go cook your preps. Buy your preps, cook your preps. Buy what you eat what you buy. Rotate it out. First in, first out, okay? Wow. That's really amazing with the, that smoked bacon. The egg noodles have a really nice silky texture to them. The kielbasa adds a really, really nice flavor. Of course, the onions and the garlic and the thyme all add to it as well. But the addition of that sauerkraut really lends a very, very nice flavor to this dish. So like I said, go get your preps on, guys. Cook your preps, eat your preps. I'm going to take this in the other room. Probably shut this live stream down so I can enjoy this. And like I said, I'll be live streaming at 10 after pinball is done, 10 Eastern Standard Time. And, we'll see y'all in the funny papers. I'll come in and chat here for a bit. Yeah, it's super important to eat your preps, January. Absolutely. Well, I hope you guys enjoy. Seriously, give this one a try, okay? The Jandera here, it's 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks so very much for tuning in this afternoon. It's a beautiful day here. Got a bunch done. And I was starting to get hungry, so I just wanted to take you guys, with me while I was cooking. So I hope you enjoy. This is going to be North. Out for now. Yep, Pinball Preparedness, live at 9 Eastern Standard Time. Salt and pepper. Awesome. Night all. See you in a few hours.